Why you should learning a third language? For many people, being bilingual is a choice. Their native language may be common enough that they need only that language, or they learn a second language because they are interested in the culture where the language is most common. But for many others, being bilingual at minimum, it is a necessity for the everyday rigor of life. And as our economy continue to become more global, bilingualism will become more important for everyone as we interact with more people who speak others' language. Okay, 1. Travel becomes much easier. Is an obvious advantage to be able to speak and read the language of a place that you are visiting. While it's true that English is becoming increasingly common around the world, especially in the business world, many places don't use English as their primary or even secondary language. Being able to communicate with local populations in a place that you visit is a good way to learn what to do when you are visiting that place, such as what food is good or where to find certain location. And being able to read the language will help when you are exploring, so that you can find out where you are going. Okay, 2. It will sharpen your mind because learning a new language involves learning that language system of rules, structure, and legality. Is develop learning skills such as cognitive thinking and problem solving, which will help you out both personally and professionally. It will also improve your memory and ability to observe your surroundings. In fact, people who learn another language are more likely to keep their mental faculty as they age, with some studies saying that people who speak 2 or more languages won't start showing signs of dementia for several more years, compared to people who only speak one language. It also becomes easier to learn others' language if you want to go beyond being bilingual.
Learning a third language can be a valuable and rewarding experience. But like any endeavor, it also comes with its share of challenges and disadvantages. Here are some potential disadvantages of learning a third language. First one, learning any new language requires a significant investment of time and effort. Adding a third language to your linguistics means dividing your attention and dedicate additional time to studying and practicing. It can be demanding and may require sacrifice other activities or commitments. The second one is cognitive load. Learning multiple languages simultaneously can increase cognitive load. Switching between languages and keep them separate in your mind can be mentally taxing. Especially in the beginning stage, it may take longer to develop fluency in each language compared to focusing on one at a time. The third one is confusion and interference. When learning a third language, there are possibility of confusion and interference between the language you already know. Sometimes words, grammar structure, or pronunciation pattern from one language can unintentionally surface while using other language, making it harder to communicate effectively. Moreover, disadvantages of learning third language is limited exposure and practice. Unless you are living in multilingual environment or have a regular opportunities to use all three languages, you may first face challenges in finding consistent exposure and practice. Lack of practice can hinder your progress and result in slower language acquisition or limited opportunities to maintain your skills. Learning a third language also can be expensive. Private classes and tutors can be expensive, and even online courses can add up. If you are not careful, you could spend more money on the language classes that you will ever attend. And if you plan to take exam or pursue certification in a foreign language, additional costs may be involved. Despite these potential disadvantages, many people successfully learn and use multiple languages with dedication, effective learning, and strategy. Also, consistent practice. It is possible to overcome these challenges and enjoy the benefit of being a multilingual.
Can I interview you about third language?
Yes, you can.
First, how can you interested in learning a third language?
I'm interested to learn third language because I was in kindergarten for 2 years in Chinese kindergarten, and then I further for Chinese elementary school for another 2 years. So that makes me want to learn that language deeper, even though after I left the school.
Okay, second, is it difficult to learn a third language?
In my opinion, it's quite difficult to learn a new language or third language, but for me, it's more difficult since my third language is Mandarin, and Mandarin is known as one of the most difficult languages in this world. However, if you want to learn, you have to know just that, like Mandarin, you have to know the characters in order you want to read and you want to understand. But I think every language is quite difficult to learn.
Okay. Where did you learn a third language?
For my third language, Mandarin, like I said just now, I learned from my kindergarten, and then I further in Chinese school. And then afterwards, I didn't learn that language anymore, but I tend to learn it again through movies, drama, and YouTube to enhance my knowledge and to rewind all the whatever I have learned in the past.
What are your challenges when you want to learn a third language?
In my opinion, frankly speaking, I think the challenges to learn third language are laziness and time taken. Okay, firstly laziness, because if you want to learn, especially learn on your own, it will require you to do a lot of things that will make you become lazy sometimes. And for the time taken, of course, it will take you some time because you have another thing to do, and maybe this week you can do it, you can learn, but you might be not consistent because next week maybe you have to do something else. So the time taken there, so it requires a lot of time to do it. So it's quite challenging for me.
Okay. Can you say some word in Mandarin?
Of course. Okay, like I want to say basic phrases that I think you guys already used to it. 我爱你, 朋友, sure. What is sure? Sure is like is or are in our Mandarin language. So that's some of words or phrases that I can say. But I want to end up with some self-introduction in Mandarin. 大家好，我是艾丽娜，我22岁了，我来自马来西亚，很高兴认识你，谢谢你们。
Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.